Nothing summarizes the 2024 season for the Los Angeles Angels better than celebrating not getting no hit. That's right. The Angels mustered up one whole hit, a ninth inning home run from Taylor Ward to dodge a no-hitter against Bowden Francis and the Toronto Blue Jays. We'll talk about this embarrassing day in an embarrassing season on tonight's edition of the Locked On Angels Postcast right now.
You are Locked On Angels Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Los Angeles, on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hello, Halo Nation. Hello, Halo Hopefuls. Hello, Postcast people, and welcome to a depressing edition of the Locked On Angels Postcast, coming at you live, as always, on the Locked On Sports Los Angeles YouTube channel and after the fact, wherever you get the Locked On Angels podcast feed. The Angels scored a run. Hey, they lost 3-1. They didn't get shut out. That means they weren't terrible, right? No, they didn't have a hit through 8 innings. That's right. Going into the 9th inning, Bowden Francis was no-hitting our Angels. A Taylor Ward leadoff home run avoids total embarrassment, but it's still a disgraceful day to be an Angels fan, to be an Angels player, to be anything related to this Artie Moreno Angels franchise. 3-1 the final. Now 3 straight losses to open up this 4-game series against the Toronto Blue Jays. And what else can you even say other than wow, then ugh, then shake my head, then embarrassing, then disgraceful after 8 no-hit innings? It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. On today's show, we'll talk about the game. I mean, right? Well, you know, I do these podcasts for you guys. What am I supposed to say on a day like today? We'll talk about the game. We'll talk about having no hits through 8 innings. And the pitching for the Angels, once again, pretty good. Carson Fulmer goes 6 innings. Burke has a scoreless 7th. Medeiros gives up 1 run on a home run to Vladdy Jr. in the 8th. But still, the Angels give up 3 runs and lose, and they're never even in the game because only the Angels could do so. 22 games under 500. The road to 100 losses is certainly back on, and it's just a sad day. It really is. We'll talk about it, but before we do, shout out to everybody in here. You already know, you guys are the reasons I do this. Shout out to Joe Santa Cruz, Jeff, Skyler, Angels win, and everybody else. I appreciate your support. You guys support me, and at this point, I think you're supporting me more than you support the Angels. I don't blame you. Today's show is brought to you by SupplyHouse. SupplyHouse.com is the reliable way to get parts fast. Shop for your next plumbing, HVAC, or electrical job and get fast shipping from coast to coast at SupplyHouse.com. The Angels had no hits through 8 innings, folks. That's right. Zach Neto, Kevin Pillar, Rendon, Matt Thaiss, O'Hoppe, Joe Adell, Brandon Drury, and Nico Cavadas, all without a hit. The only hit coming from the leadoff extraordinaire, Taylor Ward, in the top of the 9th inning with a loud Rogers center, giving this guy, Bowden Francis, a standing ovation every moment possible, as you should. The guy gave up 1 hit. No hits going into the 9th inning. He had 3 walks, so it wasn't perfect game watch, but no hits, 12 strikeouts, 3 walks through 8 innings. I can't do this, guys. I can't do this. The Angels had 1 runner in scoring position. Nice. They left those 3 walks on base. I don't know what to say, guys. I'll be honest, too. The funny thing is, if you're subscribed to this channel, I did the Locked On Rams postcast just about an hour ago. So I didn't even watch like the first 4 innings of this Angels game. And I was like, oh, haha, I literally didn't miss anything. I didn't miss any hits. Little did I know that I wouldn't miss anything. I wouldn't have missed anything if I didn't watch the first 8 innings of this game. It's unbelievable. What do we even say? I mean, I guess we talk about Bowden Francis and who this guy is. He came into this game being the... Joe Santa Cruz says, Gavin, please be strong for us. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying. Bowden Francis came into this game as the reigning AL Player of the Week because he had a really good week. I mean, he's had a really good month of August. He only pitched a third of an inning on August 4th. He has been primarily a bullpen guy. He only had one start in the month of April, one start in the month of June, one start in the month of July. But here in the month of August, the Blue Jays are out of contention, and so they're figuring, hey, we'll give this guy a shot. And boy, has he answered the call. His last 4 starts here in the month of August, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, and a home run allowed, 7 strikeouts, 1 walk in 5 innings against the Orioles in a no decision. Then against our Angels, he goes 7 innings giving up 1 hit. Oh, the get right team, the Angels, 7 innings, 1 hit, a home run. That was it. A solo shot, and he struck out 8. And that was just a foreshadowing to today. On August 18th against the Cubs, he got back to his second straight win, going 7 innings once again, giving up just 3 hits, no earned runs, and 7 strikeouts. So let's be honest. This guy's been elite in his last couple of starts. He has answered the call for them in terms of, hey, I deserve to be in the rotation the rest of the year and into 2025. But he saved the best for last here in the month of August because he got the Angels again. And one thing that they said on the Blue Jays TV broadcast after this game ended, which was a great point, was, hey, it's hard enough to go 8 no-hit innings. It's a lot harder to do it against a team you just played 12 days ago. The Angels just faced this guy, Bowden Francis, 12 days ago, and not only that, he was phenomenal then. Like we said, 1 solo shot, the only hit he gave up in 7 innings with 8 strikeouts 12 days ago. So it's so hard to repeat. But once again, you're playing the Angels, and so he has his best outing by far, 117 pitches, 8 innings, 1 hit, that solo shot in the top of the 9th, but 12 strikeouts, just as embarrassing. I mean, this is one thing the Angels have gotten worse on throughout this season. They were not striking out 8 times, 9 times, 10 times earlier in the year. But the month of August, they got to be leading the league in strikeouts. Double-digit strikeouts almost every game for this team. It's been disgraceful. It really has been. Another 13 total, 12 against him. And like we said, obviously Taylor Ward, the only hit, the solo shot. The walks came from Rendon, Theis, and Joe Adele. But, man, what do we even say, man? What do we even say? Just really, really bad stuff. We'll talk after this first break about the pitching because Carson Fulmer continues to exceed expectations. He deserves his credit. We'll also talk about the road to 100 losses, and then we'll wrap this one up. I might give you story time. I had an interesting week. I already talked about it. I'm seeing apartments, trying to figure out where I'm going to be living in like a week. This background might look, hopefully, and not hopefully, it will be looking a lot differently in about a week or so because I'll be in a new apartment. And we'll try to have it look as good as it looks now, even better. But I don't know. Maybe that's what we'll talk about because, man, One hit. We'll take our first break, and we'll be right back here on the Locked On Angels Postcast. I'm Gavin Carlson. We'll be right back. Today's show is brought to you by a company that clearly the Los Angeles Angels don't use, and that, once again, is Liquid IV. Blast off with the iconic summer flavor of Popsicle Firecracker, a festive blend of citrus-fueled lemon lime, tart cherry, and raspberry flavors. Find all your flavors, your favorite flavors of Liquid IV on the website, from acai berry and lemon lime to pina colada to this Popsicle Firecracker flavor. It tastes real good. But what is it? What is it? It's Liquid IV. If you don't know what Liquid IV is, it's powered by LIV Hydroscience. It's an optimized ratio of electrolytes, essential vitamins, and clinically tested nutrients that turn ordinary water into extraordinary hydration. Tear, pour, and live more. 1 stick of this powder of Liquid IV plus 16 ounces of water hydrates better than water alone. It has 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink, 8 essential vitamins and nutrients, always non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free. I use it every single day. Today, I'm not going to the gym, but I have a run. So, of course, even more so than a lift, where certainly you need the hydration there. When you're running, when you're sweating, especially I'm about to go, it's, at like 3:30 p.m. It's hot as heck. I'm going to be on a track sweating my face off, losing a lot of not just water. People think when you sweat, you just lose water and you're dehydrated. No, you're losing electrolytes. You're losing key nutrients, and that's why you need Liquid IV. So, no more thirsty summers when you indulge in hydration with Liquid IV. Get 20% off your first order of Liquid IV when you go to liquidiv.com and use code MLB at checkout. That's 20% off your first order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code MLB at liquidiv.com. And today's show is also once again brought to you by SupplyHouse. Order supplies from the website that's made for the skilled trades. Find thousands of parts from hundreds of brands in just a couple of clicks at supplyhouse.com. Supplyhouse.com gives you 24/7 access to a huge selection of plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies with fast delivery anywhere in the U.S. Need help with an order? Get industry-leading after-sales service from their friendly and knowledgeable customer support team and talk to a real person every time. And there's great news for plumbers, technicians, and contractors. Being a pro has its perks. Trade industry professionals can join their free Trade Master program for free shipping and serious discounts on every order. Over 100,000 pros already trust the Trade Master program to deliver results. Apply for your membership today and get a competitive edge on every order at supplyhouse.com/TM. Save money and time when you order online. Order plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies from supplyhouse.com. Real people, real service. Back here live on the most depressing edition of the Locked On Angels Postcast yet. It's year one. We're like 3 or 4 months in. It's been a great ride. It really has been. I appreciate all the support from all of you guys. But today, the season has not been a great ride in terms of the performances, and today takes the cake. The cherry on top on an awful season. 1 hit. No hits through 8 innings. No hit watch. A solo shot in the 9th from Taylor Ward survives the no-hit bid from Bowden Francis and the Toronto Blue Jays. But let's not act like this still wasn't one of the worst performances I've ever seen. 3 walks, 3 runners left on base, 13 strikeouts. You get the solo shot from Taylor Ward, but that's about it. The game was still close the whole way through, which makes the pitching performance from Bowden Francis that much more impressive, which makes the hitting performance from our Angels that much more disgraceful, because you can't use the excuse that they were down 6-0 in the first inning or something. This team, sure, they gave up 2 runs in the first, and how many times have we said the second they fall behind early, they just turn off all sense of care? But it's 2-0 the entire game until the bottom of the 8th inning, and this offense does nothing. Disgraceful. The reason it was close is because Carson Fulmer was pretty darn good. Yes, he had a rough top of the first inning, but am I going to blame him? This is a guy who isn't even a starting pitcher, all right? And he gets a strikeout to Ernie Clement to lead off the inning, but then a Dalton Varsho single on a ground ball to Carson Fulmer, and it would have been an infield single, but Carson Fulmer throws the ball away. Dalton Varsho gets all the way to third base, and then on the next at-bat, Vladdy Guerrero Jr., an 0-2 sinker inside, nowhere close to the strike zone, and somehow he rips it. He didn't rip it, let's be honest, but he hits it down the line for a double. Taylor Ward not able to make a play on a slow Vladdy Jr. going to second. Carson Fulmer strikes out Spencer Horwitz, but then the struggles continue. Joey Lil Perfido rips a double. That one he ripped 95 exit velo, and it's 2-0 Blue Jays. But other than that, other than giving up 1, 2, 3 hits in the first, what does Carson Fulmer do the next 5 innings? He gives up 4 hits the remaining 5 innings. He was great. He was. He walked 2 guys. Sir, he gives up 2 earned runs, but they're both in that first inning. Other than that, he was almost perfect. And there weren't many hits in this game. This game flew by. But Carson Fulmer falls to 0-5. 0-5, which is not fair. It's not fair. 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, 8 strikeouts, too. 8 strikeouts. Impressive. The ERA is not great. It's not like he's had many stellar outings, but he's a reliever and an average reliever, and he's giving you starts like this, and you're not even giving him a hit. Disgraceful. Burke, he was good. Shutout 7th inning, 2 strikeouts. Medeiros gives up the solo shot to Vladdy Jr. in the 8th. He has not been good so far in his Angels debuts. But yeah, that's it. Good, bad, and ugly. Good Carson Fulmer, I guess. Burke, I guess. Taylor Ward solo shot, great. Bad. Medeiros, ugly. The whole team, the whole franchise, everything falls in the ugly category. Let's talk about this road to 100 losses. It's getting interesting, guys. It really is. We came into this series at 54 and 72. Excuse me, 54 and 73. 19 games under 500. Certainly on pace to avoid the 100 losses. I told you, you need to win about one out of 4 games the rest of the way. Well, you lost the first 3 to the Blue Jays. You're 22 games under 500. You're 130 games into the year. You got 32 games left. You got to win 9 of 32. If you lose tomorrow, you get swept by the Blue Jays, one of the easier opponents on your remaining schedule. And then it gets really interesting, folks. That's the only interesting thing about the rest of the season. If you lose tomorrow, you're 54 and 77. You've got then 31 games left to win 9. If it gets to the point where you've got 27 games left to win 9, you got to win a third of your games, I don't think it's happening. So you better get a win soon. You better do it soon. And 100 losses would be embarrassing. It would be obviously it's on pace to be the worst season in Angels history. And at this point, it almost might be hurting some of these young guys to be experiencing what we're seeing. It might be. I mean, I'm at a loss for words, clearly. Like I said, I didn't even get to watch half this game. I was watching the Rams game, doing the Rams postcast. But I'm at a loss for words. It's just really, really embarrassing and disgraceful and everything you can imagine. We're going to get to your comments right now. When we come back, I don't know, we'll do some story time to wrap this one up. Like I said, we'll tell you about my apartment hunting, and then we'll just talk about tomorrow and what we need to do tomorrow. Skylar says, that's it. The white flag has been raised for me. Is anybody in the organization embarrassed? I'm so embarrassed that I even watched this team. We threw in the towel when we did nothing at the deadline. Angels win says you can always bet on the Angels to get a meaningless run in the 9th. Yeah, for real. The only time it really wasn't meaningless because at least you're avoiding a no-hitter. Skylar says, Francis from the Blue Jays played with more passion than anyone wearing an Angels uniform today. This organization is a failure, and it starts from the top. The owner, the GM, they need to be held accountable. GM, yes, certainly the talk of the week. Perry Managian, I don't know. I still think it's the right decision to keep him, but yes, everyone needs to be examined, certainly. 100-loss season is still in place as Angels win. Offense has been horrible this year. Hopefully next year can see more growth by the young core and a healthy Trout. Yeah, I mean, there's still a path to this being an okay lineup next year. If it's Luis Rengifo, what would the lineup? I think it would be Rengifo, Neto, Trout, Ohapi, Ward, or something like that. Maybe it's most likely it would be Rengifo, Neto, Shanuel, Trout. That's probably what we see. Rengifo, Neto, Shanuel, Trout, Ward, Ohapi, or Ohapi Ward. And then, I don't know, Joe Adell, Mickey Moniak. That's an okay lineup. It is. Hopefully Christian Moore might be in there by then. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, the offense can't be any worse than it's been this year, though. Let's be honest. Skyler says, I'm no longer going to accept another game where we showed no urgency until the last minute. We have not played a complete game since we swept Seattle after the break. This team is not competitive. What we are, though, is the 4th get-right team in baseball. White Sox, Rockies, Marlins, and us. That's a hot take, but someone had to say it. Angels win, I agree. He says, that's not a hot take. It's true. We are a get-right team. Like we said, Bowden Francis, he was not a starter until this month. He played the Angels twice in his last 3 starts, and now we're talking about him being a surefire starter next year for the Blue Jays. If that ain't get right, I don't know what is. Pilar 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. Wow. Angels are on pace for their worst season in history. Angels win. Ron Washington needs to be on the hot seat at this point. Skyler is telling Angels win that. I agree. Jeff is here. He says, at least we didn't get no hit and shut out. There's always an at least from Jeff. At least we didn't get no hit. Yeah, for real. 100-loss season might just happen. Tomorrow we're going to get swept. Jeff, what's the point of watching the rest of the season? I might just watch Gavin and the postcast at this point for the remainder of the season. I appreciate that, Skyler. Jeff adds, I can't watch them anyway because I live in Reno. I'm happy I can't watch them right now. I agree. I like supporting Gavin. He says, I know this will not last forever. Just hope it happens soon. Joe says, shaking my head. Gavin, please be strong for us. We need better hitting discipline. Anaheim Angel says, hi, peeps. Yeah, all we can do is say hello and we appreciate the community we have here. Angels Win said, hey, at least you got to watch another Vladdy home run. Yes, and a double as well. 2 for 3, and 318. The OPS is 947. What a stud. What a stud. Angels Win says, I need some Liquid IV and then head to SupplyHouse. At least the sponsors are getting their kick. Jeff says, I'm happy we sell Liquid IV at work. I definitely will get this. Nice. Angels Win says, Gavin, do you ever use your X account? I tweet you and you don't respond. Uh-oh. By tweet me, do you mean you DM me or do you mean you're adding me? I'll be honest, I have not been very active on X recently. I used it a ton the last 4 years, covering UCLA sports with the Daily Bruin. I would tweet like 30 times a day. I'd be at practices tweeting quotes from coaches and players. At games, I'd be tweeting every single play of the UCLA game. I'll be honest, I haven't used it very much, as you can tell. If the Angels were a competitive team, I'd be tweeting 4, 5, 6, 7 times a game, maybe even more. But honestly, they're not. And so I've told you, I've been honest. I go on runs during the Angels games. I'm watching them, of course, but I go on runs during the Angels games. I go to the gym during Angels games. If this team was, competitive, if these games were close, I would be sitting down right here like I am right now with my monitor to the left, with the game on, with the stats to the right, tweeting away. But unfortunately, because it's not close, I do not tweet a lot. But that being said, if you're tweeting me, I need to be responding. I need to check that. That's on me. I also will be a lot more active between the Rams starting up the regular season, UCLA football starting up the regular season. I will be a lot more active on Twitter because of that. So if you like either of those teams or if you just want to talk sports, I will be on Twitter a lot more, honestly, in about a week. So be on the lookout for that. But I understand I have not been looking at it a lot recently. I will go immediately and check that and respond to you. We're going to take our last break. When we come back, we'll wrap this one up pretty shortly. We'll get the sponsor and I'll tell you a little story time and we'll get out of here on the Locked On Angels Postcast. We'll be right back. Finally, today's show is once again brought to you by TonaI. Now, like I said, I go to the gym 6 days a week. I would go 7 if I could, if I should, but you're supposed to take rest days. So I go 6 days a week. And it's been convenient for me, throughout my college career. I live in Westwood, of course, because I just graduated from UCLA. I'm on campus every day going to class, and then, of course, I go to the gym either straight from class or I go home, get changed, and then go to the gym. That's pretty convenient. But now, I'm becoming a real adult. I graduated 2 months ago. I start a new full-time job in 2 weeks where I will be driving 30 minutes there and back every day while also still doing these podcasts every night. So, maybe I shouldn't be getting into this during the ad read, but the moral of the story is I'm busy and the committing to the gym is going to be a lot harder for me. I'm going to have to drive to the gym first and foremost instead of walking. I need a gym membership, and there's going to be days where the Angels are playing and it's right after work and I don't even know if I'll have time for the gym. It's going to be inconvenient. But if you have a home, unlike me, if you have a home, take away the worries. Don't worry about the inconvenience. Make it easy. For those of us who thrive on getting stuff done, including workouts, every minute counts, but that's why you need TonaI. It's the smart strength training system that takes the guesswork out of working out, so you can make sure you're making the most of every rep. When life gets busy, fitting in a workout can be stressful. With TonaI, you can get efficient workouts personalized just for you, and they're available with the amount of time you have. TonaI is the world's smartest and most effective strength training system that helps get stronger. Powered by AI, TonaI learns with every rep, so it can deliver workouts personalized just for you. TonaI learns from your movements and provides suggested weight recommendations for every move with detailed progress reports. It's like having a personal trainer at home with you, as TonaI will optimize every workout just for you. And unlike traditional gym equipment, it uses adaptive digital weight to advance your training techniques. Right now, TonaI is offering our listeners $200 off your TonaI purchase with promo code LOCKEDONMLB. That's TonaI.com and use promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $200 off your purchase. TonaI.com, promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $200 off, as I'm looking for the transition. TonaI. Back here live, Locked On Sports Los Angeles YouTube channel, Locked On Angels Postcast. Angels got no hit through 8 innings. A Taylor Ward homer in the 9th avoids the no-hitter. But boy, an embarrassing, lifeless performance for a lifeless team that's on the verge, maybe, of their worst season ever and maybe a 100-loss season. Story time. We already got to your comments. We're just about ready to wrap this one up. Like I said, in that ad read, I am doing a lot right now. I am moving around, driving to apartments. I'm subletting in Westwood, okay? I had my apartment in Westwood through July 1st. I graduated June 14th. I wanted to stay in Westwood through the summer while I applied for my post-grad full-time jobs. Stay in Westwood, go to the gym at UCLA, be on campus, see my friends, do the postcasts every night, all that stuff. So I stayed in Westwood. Then I got the full-time job, literally accepted the offer on Tuesday. And immediately I'm like, okay, I know I need to be in LA the rest of the year. Obviously, I'm working full-time here now. Let's go find an apartment. So I've been driving around looking for, I don't even have enough time to find a roommate because literally I start in 2 weeks and I, didn't even know I was going to be staying in LA, but now I do. I don't have time to find a roommate. I just got to find a place for myself. It's LA. It's expensive, right? And I'm looking for studios, 1 bedroom, blah, 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 blah. Some of these places, man, to find something that you can, for rent less than $2,000 a month, these places are, some of them are a little sketchy, let's be honest, but we found a couple that might be working out. We'll know. The moral of the story, why does this matter for you? Like I was saying, the background will be different. I'm hoping that, regardless of where I am, I'm hoping the wall is a little bit closer behind me. I might make my setup in a way where the desk is close to the wall so that you can see the signatures on the jersey better, so that you can have more space behind me for more smaller things. I love my Angels banner, but maybe I want more smaller things than a few large things. And I think if the wall is closer behind me, I think there's the option to have that. I have so many signed things. That's one of my greatest traits. Signed Brazil jersey. I have 3 signed Chelsea's jerseys, a signed Chelsea banner. I've got a signed Kevin Durant jersey. I've got a signed flag from the Pebble Beach golf tournament with celebrity after celebrity. All right, I've got a Chris Paul signature. I've got Willie Mays, Willie McCovey, Buster Posey from my time being in the Bay Area around Giants Nation. I've got about everything. I got bobblehead. I've got so much. I want to put it on display. I want you guys to be able to see it so you can be distracted from horrible Angels performances with a nice background behind me. So I'll probably be moving in. I haven't signed a lease yet. Couple applications have been put in. Hopefully I'll be at a new place in like 10 days, something like that, and you'll be able to see that new background in action before the Angel season ends for sure. But with all that being said, last thing I'll do, friendly, humble plug, check out the Locked On Rams postcast, please. Today was an interesting one. It was a useless preseason game, so we really just previewed the regular season. But whether you're a Rams fan or just a football fan, check out the Locked On Rams postcast with myself. Of course, the Locked On Angels postcast will be coming at you every single day the Angels play, including tomorrow, 10:37 a.m. first pitch. So just know that postcast tomorrow will be early. It'll be like 1 p.m., so be on the lookout for that. But yeah, support the Rams postcast, the UCLA postcast coming soon with the college football season underway. So appreciate the kind words, Jeff, there saying congrats on the new job. Yes, being a graduate looking for jobs, it is stressful, so appreciate that. But with all that being said, we'll wrap this one up. We made it to 30 minutes despite the Angels making it to the 9th inning without a hit. Angels lose 3-1, 1 hit in the 9th inning. Taylor Ward solo shot. Embarrassing performance, embarrassing season. I appreciate you guys for being in here despite it all. I'm Gavin Carlson. Angels lose even after a day like today. You know how we end it. Go Angels. Take care, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Let's avoid the sweep. Let's avoid 100 losses. Take care, everybody.